Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now, I want to talk about unconditional business. In essence, bringing that unconditional love and spiritual vibration into business. Of course, we all know, the previous constructs of business, built by Babylon in a malicious capitalistic environment, because dealing with money is not necessarily or dealing with any form of us sharing energy, our currency of energy, what I'm saying? Nothing is wrong with that, but the way it's been made to where it's like, whether if you got to mess over your brethren and sistren and do it, just all for the sake of this dollar bill type of thing, we're moving out of that vibration, and it's more about like, for one, and I always speak on this, you want to eliminate the mind frame of competition, you know what I'm saying? Like all this feeling like, all right, well, because I do the same thing as so-and-so, it's going to be a competition. No, it's not. That's only your fear. Newsflash. If you feel there's a competition in what you do, then you're feeling like you're fearful for one, and you're comparing too much. You're looking at what they do and like, I do this better. They do this better. Like like you're comparing. You're being fearful. You know what I'm saying? That competition, like anything other than love, you know what I'm saying? It puts you in a, how I say, puts you against your environment in essence, So now, the quiet person that's not paying no mind to you and working on their own business has now become your competition, and that mind frame actually, makes it even more harder for you, and too, especially in this time we're in right now, it's definitely going to make it more and more harder when you have this situation of competition. I always tell people about the little meme of Usain Bolt running a race where you got Usain Bolt, you got the people behind him, and you see Usain Bolt, he's focused on the finish line, and then the guy that ended up finishing second was focused on Usain Bolt instead of focused on the finish line like Usain Bolt. So you see that the person who was focused on just what they had to do, the task at hand, just winning, won. Usain Bolt was focused on the finish line. If Usain would have been focused on, oh wait, hold on, I gotta make sure these guys are, no, he's just like, all right, I'm fast. I know I'm fast. I'm gonna run the fastest I can. I'm gonna do the best to my ability and not worry about outsiders. And that same thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the other guy came in second, he like, I gotta beat Usain Bolt. And picture this, y'all. A law of attraction never stops working. So as he's saying, is he's focusing on Usain, he's giving Usain Bolt energy. So that's another thing too. When you're creating competition, you're giving your energy out. Because you focused on the competition you created in your mind, what I'm saying? You focus on it. So you giving your energy, instead of your energy going on your business and building your own self up, you focus on competition, How could I be better than this one? Or how could I? Bruh, if you do your own thing so beautifully, people like you, like I tell people, like say for instance, like if it's a bunch of people who draw art, if you're being so uniquely yourself, that's another thing too. When you're being uniquely yourself, you never have to worry about that. Most of the time people have that problem because they doing something where they're not all the way being uniquely themselves, or they creating in a fashion where they feel like I don't know, like when you're in a field where you may not be inspired to be, you're gonna feel like you have to push yourself more, or feel like it's more competition and things like that. So it's also people not being lined up with their sole purpose too, that may feel like it's so much of a competition. Because like say for instance, well, to a certain extent, looking at jewelry at one time, if the ego popped up in that situation, I would look at like comparison of prices, say for instance. And I would catch myself and like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not necessarily to like just look at price. It was a little bit off for some competitor, like, you know, like making sure I price. So I'm like, oh no, and I backed out of that and caught myself, you know what I'm saying? Because again, you focus on like competing, you're not focused on just sharing beautiful crystals with people so they could raise their vibration, you know what I'm saying? When that became more of my focus, then, you know, it started to flow and roll a little better, you know what I'm saying? Because even now, you know, because I don't have no problem keeping it real with like what I go through. Like the shadow self popped up a little bit during this super moon or whatever, and some of my demons popped up. The demon of procrastination popped up and stuff like this. So now I'm you know, making sure abundance come in so I could mail off these orders, you know what I'm saying? Had me a situation where I was late mailing off orders because, you know, that little procrastination bug bit me, you know. But, and again too, and then with that, for me, with that situation, is also not being hard on myself, you know what I'm saying? Like realizing, you know, all right, I'm going through a growth. And two, that's what a little bit of that full moon energy, it is helping us move far, but it was exposing, you know, the last bit of the little shadow self that we're trying to get rid of. So that's why I kind of showed it to me, like, hey, clean this area of saving money and not procrastinate, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool, I got you, you know. So I gotta clean this up. And I feel the vibe was so good. Like I feel the vibe of like after this is like almost gonna be like the last time in essence. You know, of course it's a constant growth, but I feel like it's never gonna be to this degree, you know, of learning the lesson. Like, but back to the again to the business construct, and also we're gonna be creating more of a trust process. So again, I just spoke about jewelry, where, you know, with me and selling my jewelry, where people trust me, like. And two, I want to get into that, all right, to go a little bit off, not off subject, but, you know, but dealing with trust. And I want to speak on the law of attraction a little bit about how now the law of attraction is becoming so much more evident, and we're starting to realize how much we are a vessel. Because I want to bring up a story, you know, all right, looking at trust, and remember to go back to that part, but I want to bring up a story of paying somebody back. And like around this time, you know, and this started dealing with me, where I let somebody loan me something, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna pay you back or whatever, I got you. And mind you that with everybody else and every other situation, man, I've been paying back on time, never had a problem, none of that. But with this particular person, you know, the first time I did something like that before, I kind of end up taking like a day extra to pay him back. And I'm like, you know, didn't think nothing of it. And then come the second time, well, it comes time to pay him, and then something just giving me the urge, just a strong urge to spend my money somewhere else. Like to not give it back in that moment, to use it somewhere else. What I'm getting to is how strong the vibration of, say for instance, because that person was doubting me paying them back so much stronger than I had the confidence in paying them back, that their fearfulness and me not paying them back overpowered, and it basically sent the vibration out to me and dictated to me like, all right, then don't pay, almost like then don't, you know, don't pay back right now, because that person doubts you paying back so strongly that, you know, again, that's how the universe works. Like, he cannot doubt me paying him back so strongly and then me come up to him and hand him the money. The universe don't work like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing I'm realizing, like how much we are figments of each other's imagination, depending on how strong, you know, and we are collective consciousness. If I got the power to levitate, learn the power to levitate, but I'm around a bunch of people who just really, really don't believe in that shit, it's not gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a collective consciousness. But if I'm around a bunch of people who really, truly believe in levitation, they could make me levitate without me even trying, because they believe in it so much. And that's what really happens. So too, when I look at selling my jewelry, and when I look at how some sales I may fumble through the timing of it, a situation like that, because that's why I thought about trust. When I thought about trusting, like because trust, like with shipping orders and payments coming in, but like when I find myself fumbling through some of these situations, when in my heart I never want to be be late with this. Matter of fact, and everybody know, like, starting with my jewelry, like, it was next day. Like, every time, I never ship anything past the next day. But also, too, it was also my own vibration. Again, like that procrastination bug and all this biting me. But as well as, again, the shadow self of everybody. So other people may be projecting the shadow self on me as well in the situation again. Like, well, the brethren didn't expect for me to pay him back. You know what I'm saying? So the universe was like, all right, yes, don't pay him back. Like, and was sending me to spend money in other places. And I'm catching that. And two, I realized, like, damn, well, like, my sister and Dom has spoke on, like, how much we are vessels. And sometimes she's like the evilness of God in essence, like, well, how much of a vessel we are. And, like, here it is. Well, I genuinely want to pay this person back. But because of their vibration they sending out, it literally doesn't allow for me to pay them back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that is real. Like, and we're moving, you're going to see that more and more. Like, and that's where the journals help, where you could go back in moments and see, like, well, like, you felt that person, like, say, for instance, because in the exchange, I felt them being uneasy and doubting it, and two, not paying attention to my own intuition and psychobility to say, all right, you feel how this guy is extremely doubting you in this moment. Just tell him, don't worry about it. Just be like, well, you know what, don't worry about it, because I could tell, not really wanting to offer me this genuinely, so I'm not going, I don't feel right taking it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I should have did. But so see, in essence, it was also myself, because my intuition, my own psychic ability told me, like, this brethren doubt you so much, you're gonna be late paying this brethren back. You know what I'm saying? Just off of the strength of how much strongly he doubts you paying him back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, cool, but that's the vibration. Like, if somebody doubt that, all right, this universal frequencies guy, I'm purchasing stuff from him. It's not like Etsy, or it's not the common setup, so this may take forever, or he may lose my item, or he may do this, or he may do that. And if enough of that vibration, especially, like, say, for instance, if I'm lined up, just so happen all the customers who I got to ship out to, they all kind of somewhat doubting the situation, then it manifests, you know what I'm saying? So, two, again, how you see strength in numbers with vibration, but also why it's also important to keep your own vibration, and own confidence up to a certain level, because, again, of course, we control, because that's that male aspect, thinking you control, but of course we have a very strong influence over what manifests in our vortex, but also, it's a collective conscious, and if a bunch of other people focus on something dealing with you in a certain type of light, that's why we always like, oh, positive vibes, I send you positive vibes, like, oh man, I hope, like, say for instance, if everybody was like, bro, he sending me vibrations of, man, I hope his business is well, I hope he's thriving, I hope this and that. Not saying people not, but then, it'll start to show, you know what I'm saying? Also going along with my own vibration that's going in this way. Because too, I see my vibration fight through things where, so say for instance, those moments when I'm in the store and something is just like trying to make a little purchase on something that I really don't need, but like buying food in the moment where I'm really not hungry, like getting a little snack or something, and it's like really pushing me to spend this money. I'm like, no, I gotta ship out this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that was me fighting through, some strong doubt or a situation, where somebody or more than one person was doubting my situation, but like I had enough of confidence and strength in myself. It was like, all right, no, I'm gonna get this order out. So, you know what I'm saying? Go strong with it, but realize like our own confidence and others around us and stuff like that does play a part in the manifestations of what happened, you know what I'm saying? So think about that when you, when you have these certain projected outcomes to situations. Realize that you help playing a part in manifesting it in that projected outcome. If you have confidence in so and so doing something, then that's gonna add and push that vibration to it. Really happening. Or vice versa. If you're fearful towards it, how depending on how strong it is, you're gonna really, make that situation happen. So that's something to keep in mind. So back to the creating more trust. Like through eliminating insurance policies and contract, but just thinking about creating trust though, like say for instance with the system. So bringing it full circle with the story from what I just talked about, like, you know, trust, like, well, people trust that I'm gonna ship this stuff, because again, it's a feeling of vibration. You know, you can feel a vibration if somebody's gonna do you wrong in business, stuff like that. Like, it's starting to get to that point where, all right, man, I'll give you a business loan. We don't have to sign no contract of like, if you don't pay me back, I could take legal action. Like, man, I trust your energy, I trust your spirit, man. I'm gonna give you this $200, $300 loan, this $1,000 loan, you know, and I'm gonna trust the. That's the thing, because now we're getting a system of trusting the universe, because now you start to see who, like, all right, who in business, because even myself falling victim to it, because again, though, being sensitive to energy and put myself around people who doubt energies like that. But say for instance, like, well, what I was gonna say, trying to put too much into one sentence. It's talking about creating trust and shipping things out. Well, I'm gonna kind of walk my way back into this, and it's gonna pop back in, you know what I'm saying? Because that's another thing too. Whenever you forget something or lose something, you don't try to remember it right then and there. You kind of just fall into letting it come back to you. But I was speaking on trust and shipping things out. Oh, and like signing contracts about things. I know I was talking about that, and how, you know, you don't have to, like, if I loan somebody some money, trusting in the universe. Like, if I trust the universe to provide, I trust my higher self and my inner source, I don't have to worry about you coming back and giving me the money, because I know source. So say for instance, if I give you $100 loan, I know that if you was to happen to run off with it, I know that source is gonna provide a PayPal donation from somebody else, or I'm gonna walk around and find like something that's worth $200 on the ground, or whatever the case may be. I know that the universe is always gonna provide, or somebody's gonna tell me, the bank gonna call me and tell me like, oh, something happened, and you got like a little boost in your interest or something like that, and you got some extra money coming from us or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it happens when we trust in the universe. But if you don't trust in the universe, you feel like, all right, I gotta, instead of like letting people, because again, it's balance. Of course, you're not giving things away for free, but you're also not overtaxing. So say for instance, if you don't trust the universe, you feel like, all right, I gotta charge the most extremely high price possible to get my money back, because I don't believe the universe is gonna give it to me. That's basically what we're saying when we do those things. That's another thing too. And I got a video, if you look up universal frequencies, and I think it's probably like actions louder than words, you'll see, speaking to that same notion where, you know, that action within itself is saying, source, I don't trust you. So I'm a overtax these people for this product to make sure I get my money, so I don't have to depend on waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? It's basically what you just slap your inner being in the face and say, God damn it, I don't trust you and I don't believe in you. So I'm going to overtax these people. I'm going to make this person sign this contract because I don't trust the reflection of myself. I don't trust myself, therefore I don't trust my reflection. You know what I'm saying? It's deep. Like, again, like, and I got videos that speak to this, but man, you don't realize how much you tell on, or we all tell on ourselves by the reflections that manifest in our experience. You know what I'm saying? Or how we look at our reflections. If we like if you holding on to your pocketbook, or if you scared of something, you know, in essence, you got some unrighteousness in you, you know what I'm saying? And you projecting it on to the people outside of you, you know, as a reflection, you know, that's your reflective energy. So if you feeling like, oh man, like I probably would take their money too if they did this or that. Well, then that's why you don't trust nobody. Oh man, I don't trust, like the brethren in the hood, man, don't trust nobody, because they don't trust themselves, you know. And that's the same thing with all of us. If we got trust issues, we don't trust ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And on a big and on a small scale like this, like say for instance, where whenever I'm on a level where, say for instance, I feel like I can't trust myself around sweets, and that's a part of not trusting myself, and I give off some whatever untrustworthy vibration, even if it has to do with eating food. You know what I'm saying? It may not be. I may not give off a vibration of untrustworthy in all vibrations of my life, but, you know, it still exists within myself, because I'm like, you know, like, man, I don't trust myself going in this store with these sweets or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's all about the inner workings. When you get the inner workings right, then the outer workings fall into place, you know what I'm saying? Like reason why a lot of people are houseless, you know what I'm saying? Because too, like mine is by choice, but also because I'm working on myself. So therefore, in essence, working on my temple and the way I'm working on it, you know, it's like my example is bad in this essence, so I'm gonna just use an example like this. Like, well, all right, somebody that may be using harmful drugs or whatever, you know, they putting their harmful drugs in their temple, and then it's creating a vibration. So as above, so below, they're not able to manifest their own temple. Or if they are able to manifest, like, you know, a house or, you know, a place to stay, is going to carry the vibration of how they carry themselves with their temple, you know. Do they care about it? Are they not brushing their teeth and washing their face? Or are they taking drugs and letting their body be drained within their house? Or the things that they for lack of a better word, possess, you know, or use, gonna look and have the same vibration, gonna look the same and feel the same, you know what I'm saying? Like, you walk into the area, it's gonna have the same vibration of, like, what they putting into their temple, in essence. But I forgot where I was going with that, but again, getting back to creating the trust, though, in the business, and eliminating contracts and all these situations where, you know, if we trust in source, we wouldn't be having to make a person sign a dotted line and all this. And again, if all of us make these little small steps towards this, you know, towards this vibration, and we're pioneering in this direction, then other people will be able to make those small steps as well, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like with anything, you know, it takes those pioneers to take those first steps, not only for other people to, you know, not be scared, unfortunately, but also to create that little somewhat of a blueprint, you know, being those pioneers, you know, those first people out there, you know what I'm saying, and creating that blueprint of showing people the trust system. That's basically what's happening. Is an unconditional love business, is a trust system business, you know. It's no longer being scared of you know, loaning so-and-so this much, and I know you got to sign a contract, this and that. And it's a balance, because of course, you know, especially right now, we still blended with, you know, with the physical world, you know, things are still dealing with the masculine logic, so it's still gonna be a little bit of those contracts and little construct, that Saturn energy, you know, boundaries and all these responsibilities and things of this nature need to be put in logical format. It's still going to exist to a certain extent, but we could start working on breaking those things down, because again, as indigo children, and I don't use that word no more, but as high vibrational beings, you know, coming into this situation, you know, we're here to bring down newer creations, newer ideas, newer experiments, new technologies, new everything, new ways of doing business. You know, I always tell people that's why, you know, it was a place and time for the business card. You know, I used it at one time, but then I felt the vibration of, like, I'm here to break down this, not to carry the torch. Like, think about it. The more we sit there and like, oh yeah, you need a business card. Like, I got 10,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. Question, did I send a business card out to all of you? You know what I'm saying? I got so many people buying my jewelry. Did I give them a business card before they bought a bracelet or a necklace before? You know, like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so let's just be real and let's be practical on a spiritual level, you know what I'm saying? Let's bring the logic to a spiritual level. So, you know, logically looking at it, you know, from a spiritual perspective, it's like, it's those business cards really needed. And are you really helping yourself, or are you creating a business construct that furtherly just creates boundaries more around, you know what I'm saying? Because again, I tell people, just like with the use of a gun, I'm like, I tell people, when I speak of eliminating guns, that's for more of the people, like, say, for instance, people who could feel that they got metaphysical abilities on a strong level. Work on your metaphysical abilities. Don't too much worry about picking up no gun and stuff like that. But if you don't have those metaphysical abilities, then by all means, you know, like, say, for instance, I wouldn't tell my mother to not keep the 357 in her bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know, you still have the vibration that you think you have to protect yourself like this. And so you kind of still got to hold on to those constructs. So if I still feel like, oh man, the only way my business could thrive is if I cut my hair and look like a European, and if I get a business card, then by all means. And there's nothing to Europeans and y'all way of doing things, but just speaking on the truth of it, because y'all, in essence, melanated people in America have been brainwashed, and then just the overall look of what business is, you know, like you gotta have like permed hair or like a straight flattened hair to look like a European, and you also have to have a haircut and a business suit. You know, they don't wear business suits in the jungle, you know, so that's not of our indigenous nature, you know what I'm saying? That's a construct, you know, placed upon a situation, and we here to break that down, not to add to it, you know. Whether I have a business suit or a haircut or not, you know, I'm still good at what I do spiritually, you know what I'm saying, and or healing or whatever business I may be dealing with, you know what I'm saying, it has nothing to do with whether I have a haircut or I speak properly like this, and I could fake a smile and do like this and have business meetings and be like, hey man, this and that, how you doing, and this and that. Like, nah, business is not that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is for some people, you know, but again, and create more of an authenticity, you know, with business and keeping it real with each other, you know, on a higher level, you know. But again, it's creating more of a trust, and again, eliminating these old constructs. So of course, to each his own. If you feel you need a business card, but please realize that's your own subconscious. That is not nothing that is needed for everyone. Your subconscious rule 90 to 98% of what you do and how you feel things are created. So, you know, all your life you've been taught business card, business card, business card, business card. And if you haven't meditated and got all those old constructs of way of doing things out of your body, if you haven't been working with that black obsidian and all these crystals that help to get all those hindering mind frames away from you, then, you know, it is what it is. But again, though, to each his own, because some people, they may have this magical being out there that deals with the magic, know the magic, but they just feel better with their business card. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's all on the magic of your own subconscious. But also remember, though, we're also here to break down some of these little, like say for instance, like a business card is one of the things that just doesn't matter and doesn't make sense. Because think about it like this, and how much it said the testament to the person being like the ignorance of, all right, if you don't hand me a little piece of paper with your name on it and your phone number, I'm not going to follow your YouTube channel, and I'm not going to deal with your business at all. Just because you didn't hand me this paper. And then show you how it puts on blast how fake the situation is. Here it is that you only want to accept this. Oh, I'm so into your crystals. I'm so into what you do, this and that. But I'm so into it, but because even, wait, look, I want to spray this right. I'm so into what you do and I love what you do, but I can only follow you and deal with you if you have a business card. Even though I love what you do and I can remember all kind of other things, I go to school to remember all kind of other things, I won't remember that your name is Universal Frequency, something simple to go to YouTube and look up, or I got my phone in my hand and I won't simply look up Universal Frequencies after you tell me. I really need a business card to follow you and do all these things. It's like, get the out of here, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, that insanity, like, again, man, I don't want to be sane in the insane society, man. Like, you know, if that's sanity, then point me to the insane asylum, straight up. You know, because, again, who's really making sense? Who's really crazy? You know, who's really smart and intellectual in a matter like that? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm so smart. I got so much of a good memory. I go to school to remember big words and stuff like this, but when this brethren say his name, Carl Ray, it's just so hard to put those letters together, Carl and Ray. But I'm so smart in other areas. The vibrations just speak for themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like just the ignorance to our social construct and stuff like this, you know. But again, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm so smart, my memory's so good, but I won't, you know, I love what you do so much that I only could remember it if you hand me a business card. I really, really love, man, I love what you do, but I could only remember it if you hand me a business card. And I'm not giving that. Go look, I got a video about giving crack for personification, keeping people on crack. You know, but that's like that. It's like, all right, well, let me keep feeding that ignorant social construct. Let me go out of my way and get this business card so I can feed these zombies this social construct still. Let me still spoon feed these zombies this construct of here the business card. I'm eat it. Like, I don't know, you know, because I guess that's, you know. But again, unconditional business, eliminating the mind frame of competition, you know, creating more trust, you know, and realizing that the reflection of if we trust in source, then we would trust the people we operating with. If we're not trusting the people we operating with, then we're not really trusting source, and we need to reevaluate ourselves. If we're not trusting how, you know, operating with people in our business, and that means we need to go back and look within, because there's some inner trust that's going on. You don't trust your higher self within, so it trickles down to not trusting the people outside of you. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's that inner workings as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, I go to these crystal shops and stuff like this. They may be eating vegan food and, you know, and deal with crystals, but they not meditating and getting on that level of trusting their inner being. Because the fact that I walk in and just because I got a little cart that, you know, says I'm houseless, and in my transition, just because I got that cart, they don't even feel my vibration. They just go straight to looking at me like, all right, he might still, just because I see how he looks and not because I feel his vibration, you know. And it's the lack of trust. You know, they don't trust their own inner source, inner being. So when they see me come in, it's like, all right, he looks like a houseless person. I don't trust him, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, because I wouldn't trust me in that position. Most importantly, that's what they seeing and saying. Like, oh, if I was houseless, I would probably try to steal in the crystal shop too. So I don't trust him. Bam. And I'm going to drop the mic on that one, bro. Peace. Happy now. That was the vibrate. And now is the vibrate. Drop the mic. That boy good. Sexual chocolate. Peace, y'all.